There we go. The music stopped. Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Yes, how's everybody doing today? Yeah, we got cheers, we got claps, we got applause. What up, what up? How's everybody doing today? What's today? Today is Tuesdays. How's everybody Tuesday going? Is everybody Tuesday going pretty good? Yeah, what, 2 days into the week? Tomorrow's gonna be hump day, then 2 days after that will be Friday. So we are getting closer and closer and closer to that, ain't we? Yes, we are. Yes, we're getting closer and closer and closer to it. But yes, if you're having a bad day, if you're having a bad week.
Having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
Mr. Chow spoke early on that when he jumped the gun. So yes, but anyway, how y'all doing today? Today we got a good show tuned in for y'all today, man. Hopefully everybody is I don't know where the hell yet. You could be at work, could be at home, you could be sick, you could be somewhere, anywhere, but hey, you're here with me today and we're gonna enjoy ourselves and we're gonna have us a good live stream for sure, for sure. That is true. We're gonna have a good one. So for today's show, we got, of course, we got our 4 topics or 3 topics. We got fitness, we have the economy, and then we have AI. For fitness, we're going to go over a video with Coach Greg Doucette, who's going to talk about the best, worst PEDs, performance enhancement drugs to do, and going to see exactly what he's talking about with those and kind of get some critique over it. Then we're going to have our muscle of the day, which is going to probably is going to be the calves, but there's like 2 detailed muscles in there. So we're going to go over that, going to give you a crash course and bring you some value to understand a muscle that you do or don't know about, that you should know about. But if you don't, you will know about it. Yes. For sure, for sure. And then we're going to get to today's sponsor. And then after that, we're going to get into the economy. And the economy is going to go over the World Economic Forum. How they're going to talk about what are the leading trends, economic trends that we should be paying attention to moving forward. Because it's going to be pretty, it's going to be one of those things where you might want to pay attention to actually understand what's about to happen and how we're moving forward. And these people, they move the needle. Whatever they say, whatever they do, whichever direction they say we're going. So you got to get ready for that and be prepared for that for sure. And then the last thing that we have is going to be, what is the last one that I say? AI. Yes, AI. I found this video that I want to do. I did one yesterday and I want to do this one today. This video here is going to basically show you how to make your own AI music and then upload it and potentially put it on Spotify and things like that. So yes, maybe we can make some money live on live stream. Yes, we're going to do it live. Yes, we're going to do it live for sure. We're going to do it live. We're going to make it happen. Because yesterday we did an AI talking avatar and I did it live on stream and we were able to make the AI, we were able to make it move with prompts, and then we were able to actually make it speak with a text that I had typed in. And it was actually pretty cool, man. It was actually pretty nice to see. If you didn't see it, go check out the last stream. It was nice to watch. You know, I have these sections set up in order, so you'll kind of know where to go if you want to just jump to it. But we were able to see how you can actually create a talking AI avatar. I should have did a face swap, but that would have just took extra time and took too long, and I ain't trying to waste nobody's time because, you know, I just want to see if I could do it. She said you can do it for free, and I actually did it for free live stream. So today we're going to try and see if we can make AI music and see if we can make a song and see if we can upload it and see how this thing goes. So it's going to be a good one. We're going to have fun seeing how that goes. All right, yeah, so now for today's show, if you want to sponsor today's show or if you want to send a gift or whatever, Cash App's right there. Daniel2888 is the Cash App. Venmo is Danny-Daniel-00 or 00. And yes, just know that we are simultaneously streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and Rumble. So we're streaming on all 4 at the same time simultaneously. And if you're on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like button right there that you see. That'd be greatly appreciated. Get the algorithm out, get this video out for everybody to see and hear and be able to come in and chat and say what you want. Feel free to send chats. I'll go ahead and read over whatever your chats are to kind of keep the conversation going back and forth. It'll be fun and interesting to kind of see what your guys' input is on the show. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into the show. So we're going to start out with the first portion of the show, which is going to be the fitness portion of the show. What the fitness? Yes, fitness is where we're going to start at because you do know that your boy does do fitness himself. Yes. If you go to the YouTube, go to the video tab, you're going to see we do at-home fitness workouts at all time, online fitness coach, all that goodness. But we'll also find that out in the sponsorship of the show. But with that being said, let me find this here real quick. Let's go ahead and get this first video on the screen. And you know what? Before we do, before we do, let me refresh the screen, because usually I don't refresh the screen and then boom, what happens? They'll try to mess up and hit me with an ad right in the middle of whatever it is that we're doing. So we got the screen refreshed, and let's go ahead and jump into this first video and make sure I got the right banner up. So here we go, first video, boom. And let's change that banner out real quick. Bam, we got the right banner. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is Coach Greg Doucette. If you don't know, now you know. He's going to be the video that we're going to go over. He's going to talk about the best, worst PED tier list. So we're going to go down the list on what the best performance enhancement drugs are. So, you know, if you want to enhance your performance, I don't know if these are all steroids or if some of these are like creatines and mixed with steroids. I don't know. But we're going to find out exactly what he's referring to and what's the best and what's the worst. So without me talking too much, we're going to go ahead and get right into the video. So yes, let's get it started. Coach Greg, take it away. Uh-oh.
Absolutely do not want to be doing. It's we're going to be covering. It's a teens PED tier list.
What is wrong?
Oh, teens. Yes, teenagers. Don't be out there taking PEDs too early, man. Let y'all's body develop all the way. Technically speaking, the male human body doesn't stop developing until like 25. I'm not going off that frontal lobe stuff. I'm talking about like your body fully develops at 25, but at least get to like 18 or 20 for you start enhancing. But hey, who am I to say? I went through high school. Kids was juicing in high school. Life. Here we go.
With you, why would you do this?
Well, some teenagers are going to use PEDs no matter what.
Yep.
And so what I've done is I've ranked them in order. From the most dangerous, the ones that you definitely do not want to do. Of course, you don't want to do any of them, but there are some that are inherently more dangerous than others. And so we're going to go in order. From the ones that you need to be the most careful about to the ones that are, well, in my opinion, the safest for teenagers to be using.
Attention!
Never use performance-enhancing drugs without the advice and consent from your doctor, and never, ever break the law. And this is not to glorify.
So we're going over PEDs for teens. So you teenagers out there, man, y'all are going buck wild on these drugs. Using vapes, taking PEDs where there's steroids. He's like, man, let me find a safe route for these kids, because these kids clearly don't care about their future and longevity. So teenagers, we are trying to look out for the best. We have to look out for our future. The children, we all love the kids. We all love the kids. I got a kid myself. We love the kids. We got to take care of the kids, man. We got to show that we care about y'all. I don't know if everybody's speaking to the kids nowadays whenever they're watching stuff. You know what I mean? It really doesn't seem like, you know, teenager pop on some Instagram and go and see, you know, butt cheeks and breast all day, depending on, you know, what your algorithm looks like and all that good stuff. So kids, take it easy on the drugs, man. Temper down. Continue. Whoops.
Performance-enhancing drugs, but to simply bring about awareness. Number one, the most dangerous, the most toxic, the one that you absolutely do not want to be doing, it's insulin. Just one screw up, one miscalculation, just one attempt, you could literally become a vegetable or potentially even die. Remember, I've been in this for decades. I've used the majority of these things, and I can tell you on a number of occasions, people have been required to be transported to hospital by ambulance because they've used insulin.
I wonder what he means by insulin exactly. Like anything that you can inject or something in particular? I don't know. We'll see. What up, Swift Blaze TV? What's going on? Thank you for that round of applause, Swift Blaze. I appreciate you.
At the gym, they're passing out. You're thinking, what is going on? Ambulance, carry them away. And all because they used a little bit too much. I myself have used insulin probably about 15 times. And I can remember on a few occasions, I felt like I was going to pass out. I'm getting the sweats. I'm walking around. I'm dazed and confused. And I'm trying to find some sugar.
Bro.
And so if this could happen to me in my 30s and 40s, imagine what it could do to you. Your brain needs...
Coach Greg, Jesus, you was on it, bro. You was on it. Man, let's see what the brain does on these drugs. Let's go.
30s and 40s.
Appreciate the follow, Swift Blades. Appreciate you.
Imagine what it could do to you. Your brain needs oxygen just as much as it needs sugar. And
True.
so imagine what happens if you go, for example, 5 minutes without oxygen, you're drowning. Imagine the same thing is happening when you're not getting enough sugar. If you use insulin, use too much, and no one's there to rescue, well, you'll either be dead or you'll be a vegetable. And yes, I get it. Many IFBB pros, top-level bodybuilders, they do in fact use insulin.
Hey, you see this right here? Now, it's possible that he did this without steroids or whatever, but just understand that there's a high chance that he probably took some juice. So just remember, when you see people looking like this, probably on juice. And you know, they say when you take the steroid or the juice, it shrinks up the old Kangos. It kind of turns the Kangos into a, you know what I mean? And then you get, you know, back acne and all that stuff. So, you know, just be careful when you're trying to mimic people out here. I only take my pre-workouts and creatines. And if you want to see my supplements that I take, it's on my Instagram stories. Continue.
But in general, if you're
Still stuck with that.
Oh, no, why they do me like that? All right. Well, let's just give this a few seconds to warm up. But yes, looking at that guy that was curling, clearly you can tell he wasn't a part of the natty crew. However, like I always say, when it comes to being natty, my slogan is, if you're not natty, then your pockets are probably fatty. Because usually it seems like people who are on juice are not natural. Man, they are killing it in the game. I can't even knock them. I'm like, hey, if that's what your agenda is, if that's what your intention is for taking the juice to get paid, it seems like it works. Male or female, it seems like it works. More from women than men, but still, both parties, it still works. So, you know, it is what it is, but I just like to have people understand and be aware of what it is that they're doing. I don't judge you on which one you want to do. Pick your poison, do whatever you choose. Let's continue. Oh, he's muted. Unmute him. There we go.
gonna make you a fat piece of shit. It's gonna make you bloated. You're gonna gain a lot of body weight, but it's not gonna be a lot of muscle. And so because it's so easy to get, many people resort to using this. I was once at Good Life Gym here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Bunch of teenagers were literally talking about the insulin they were gonna be taking after consuming several chocolate bars. I was thinking, what is going on? They were about 16 years of age, and so very dangerous. Stay the heck away from insulin. Next on the danger tier list, it's going to be Tren. Tren has been glorified like no other steroid. We even have guys named the Tren Twins.
Jesus Christ, look at these kiddos here, the Tren Twins. Now, as we're looking at the Tren Twins, let me find out some quick information real fast. Let's see, we got Tren Twins age, and we have both April 2nd. So they were born in 2000. So these kids are 24 years old. Do these look like some 24-year-olds? Nah, they clearly look like they in their 30s. So just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to age rapidly. You're going to age super fast. So just keep that in mind if you choose to do it. I'm not knocking it. Just understand how it works.
And so many people think it's cool.
Very cool. Cool.
But trust me, Tren is one of those injectables that oftentimes it can go wrong. I myself have experienced the Tren cough. You do a shot and a few seconds later, you start coughing thinking you're going to die.
Oh, wow.
It's a horrendous feeling. You cannot catch your breath.
It does, in fact, feel like you're dying, and it makes it seem like you question why the fuck you're doing it.
And not only that, it has serious, dangerous side effects. For example, it can increase anxiety, make it very difficult to sleep, transomnia.
What?
It's also very androgenic. And so it's much more dangerous than, for example...
Well, that makes sense. I mean, if Tren is a steroid, is boosting your testosterone, you're going to be just like amped up. You know what I mean? You're going to just be like, rrr. So, you know, it's going to be hard for you to sleep. Because like you're going to be on like Incredible Hulk ×2. And it's like, how do you sleep with all that extra rage and energy? And like, not rage in a bad way, but just like a lot of energy just raging through your body. So sleeping, I can understand it'd be hard for you to sleep.
Using testosterone. And so imagine this, you're a teenager, you haven't been exposed to excessive androgens. It's analogous to giving a teenager a race car the first time they learn to drive. Why would you ever use tren when something much milder, for example, testosterone, is going to give you more gains, is already too dangerous for you? And so why would...
Okay, so then he's saying that there's a difference between tren and TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. So I guess tren is stronger than taking TRT, which I'm just assuming that's what he means by that. I don't think he's talking about natural testosterone.
Use something to that extent that can cause anxiety, make you go crazy, give you aggression when you're only a teenager. Trenbolone, it's toxic to the brain. You haven't even finished developing. You need to wait until...
That's what that looks like? I've never seen what it looked like before. That's interesting. I've never seen what it looks like. You know what it looks like? Looks like those little bitty, I don't know if anybody's ever seen these before. I might be showing my age with this one, but you remember the little bitty vials that they had? It was like, oh my gosh. There was like a little bitty they smelled horrific. It was like a mimic of a fart, but it smelled like disgusting. They used to be like that size, filled up about the same amount. Take it, you like break it, and you wait, and just the smell was putrid as hell. That's what that looks like.
Until you're at least the age of 25. Next after tren is any form of injectable steroid. And so that includes, for example, testosterone, masterone, primobolan, EQ, DECA, and so on. And why is that? Well, doing an injection, it requires a lot of skill. You might be thinking,
No, it's easy.
it's very easy to make a mistake, to overdose, to do the...
As a person
Oh man, not again. Well, yeah, it probably is a big mistake to overdose. That's one thing that you got to think about. If you're injecting, what are your correct injection amounts? Because your injection amounts and you OD on some freaking steroids, boy, that would suck. And then you probably have like all the other stuff that they talk about from taking too much steroids, you know, the back acne, the hair thinning or the hair loss. For women, the deeper voice. For both parties, the rapid aging. So like you'll overdo it and you'll probably end up, you know, like just, I don't know. I mean, insomnia for sure because you're putting too much inside of you. But hey, be careful. There we go.
correctly. To develop an abscess...
Why does dude got an anabolic cook?
A lot of times, kids, teenagers, and so on, they're using steroids, they're getting it underground. And so if you do the wrong type of shot, you don't use an alcohol swab, you don't do it in a sterile environment, you could get an abscess, an infection, and you would have to go to the hospital. If you...
I mean, it's just, I mean, what he's describing is like no different than shooting up any other drug. You know what I mean? If there's any drug that you shoot up with a needle, it's the same precaution that you need to take, you know, clean needle, dirty needle, you know what I mean? So what he's explaining is the same thing as shooting up a hard drug. So just be careful and just keep in mind that you're on par with the same kind of users.
You do the injection in the wrong location. You could, for example, hit a nerve. You could inject into a vein and develop an oil pulmonary embolism. Very, very dangerous.
Hey, if you want to know anything about shooting up or anything like that, go watch a movie called Requiem for a Dream. That'll probably change your mind to ever shoot anything up in your whole life. Requiem for a Dream. And if you watch it, sorry.
Many people are going to inject too frequently in the same location. They're going to get scar tissue. It's going to be unsightly. They're going to get swelling. Anytime you have to do an injection and you're a teenager, you have to be much more careful than last time. And so I strongly advise against it. Do I even have to tell you this? You never share a needle. You don't reuse the same needle. And so I've seen people do this a number of times. Why would you risk it? They're saying,
Oh, I only have one needle left. I'll just use it again.
you don't do this. They'll literally remove the rubber stopper from the bottle, take out the product, use it themselves, and then inject oil inside with who knows what. It may not even be sterile. They'll then put a new rubber stopper, recap it, and sell you it as if it's real.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. That is intense. Good. Oh, man. Oh my gosh, could you imagine that? Oh my gosh, like somebody uses the needle and then sells it to, I mean, but that's, honestly, he's explaining just somebody doing a regular hard drug, you know what I mean? Like it really is what he's explaining. It's just like, dang, that's crazy. Could you imagine? Could you imagine you shoot up some steroids and next thing you know, you start seeing infection on your arm from what you did and you're going to be looking at your arm like, doesn't look too good. I just watched Requiem of a Dream last night. Hope it doesn't turn out this way. All right, continue.
Guy.
Hey, Swift, I never thought about it. He does. I don't know if he looks stoned or not. I can't really tell. Nah, I don't think he looks stoned. I would say more he's just like amped up from, you know, whatever it is that he's on. Because I think he takes TRT or something. He takes something, so it's probably just amped up.
People are doing this. People are scumbags. They'll literally do anything to make money. And so just because you bought something that looks legit, says it is on the package, doesn't mean that what's inside of it is actually real. And so you might be thinking, oh, look at this. I bought this. It's got someone's name. It's from a pharmacy. How do you know it's not literally vegetable oil, snake oil, or any kind of oil? And so because of that, you could be injecting anything without your knowledge.
That is true. I'll give him that. That's true. Because that little bottle that we saw earlier, we don't know what kind of oil was that. That could have been canola cooking oil. That could have been anything. And, you know, the needle size to probably add something into it, like the needle hole, you probably wouldn't even notice unless you turn it upside down and squeeze it. I don't even know how that stuff works. But that oil could have been anything. You really don't know what oil could have been put inside there. So I give him that. That would suck. People out there putting canola oil or any oil that looks similar to that. I mean, transmission fluid, hell, oil, like car oil, motor oil. It isn't black when you pour it into the car, you know what I mean? So intense.
Next on the list is all oral steroids. And you might be thinking, well, no, some oral steroids are safer than others. Yes, but for the most part, you don't know what you're getting. For example, I used to sell steroids. Think of it. I know this. I would sell, for example, a steroid, and that person would open up the caps, put in something different, and sell it as their own. Guys, you can't trust people who are selling you steroids. For example, this is what some people do.
Did he just admit to being a drug dealer? Did he? I think he just admitted to being a drug dealer.
They'll purchase a bottle of Anavar. They'll take out the Anavar and they'll put something different inside of it and say,
Hey, trust me, bro. This is Anavar. Look, it's from a reputable company.
the only thing is that reputable company did not in fact put that inside. You may not be aware of this. There are people that are making counterfeit packaging, looks exactly like the real thing, except people can put inside of it whatever they want. And so you're thinking,
Yeah, trust me, bro. Look at this. The packaging's amazing. It's exactly what you want.
only thing is inside of this, you have no idea what it actually is. And so just because somebody is selling you Anavar or Primo, which you've heard has less side effects, it's safer than other orals, doesn't mean it's actually going to be Anavar or Primo inside. The cost of these products is far greater, and so the chances of you getting exactly what you want, in my opinion, it's less than 50%. And so the same thing is happening with terkestrol. Guys, 50 for when you're older. Next up, all SARMs. I've used these myself. I've coached hundreds of others who've actually done this. And so I know that SARMs, they do actually work, but they do have negative side effects. Now, many of them have...
I think you can actually, I think you could buy SARMs on the internet. I don't think this is like a black market that, well, I mean, you can buy anything on the internet, but can't you buy SARMs though? Isn't it like, you can buy SARMs off of anything, right? Amazon? Can I buy SARMs on Amazon? Let's see. Can I buy SARMs on Amazon? Yeah, you can buy SARMs. No, you can't. It was one of these drugs. I remember one of these drugs you could get like easily, and I thought it was SARMs, but I'm not sure. But let's keep going.
Have less side effects than oral steroids, but remember, they still do in fact have side effects. Some SARMs have been studied longer than others. For example, Osterine likely has the most clinical research, and so perhaps it's the safest. But there are newer SARMs, for example, AC262, that are much more promising. Bro Science says these are less suppressive, they have fewer side effects, but we just don't know. It hasn't been around for as long of a time, and so if you're using actual AC262, it's likely the safest. But you also don't know what you're getting. Oftentimes, probably 1/3 of the time to perhaps 1/2, when you buy a SARM, it's not going to be what's stated on the package. You just don't know. AC262, it's not as strong.
I mean, it seems like that's the same thing with all of them. You don't know because you're buying all these things off the black market. So you don't know what nobody's selling you. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's any drug though. I mean, not even just steroids, just any drug in particular. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's the same thing it's the same precaution you got to take if you're out there and you got addiction or a habit. It's the same thing with any drug. You know what I mean? I think the only drug you have to worry about would be, well, that's not even legal anymore at this point in time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just be careful.
As some of the other SARMs and or steroids, and so oftentimes people are going to lace it with something. It's probably not going to be fent, but it's going to be something stronger. Imagine
Fent. Did he say fent? People are lacing steroids with fent? Oh my goodness. Lacing steroids with fent? Jesus. Wow, putting that straight in your bloodstream, bro. That's not good. Could you imagine somebody putting fent in your steroids? I mean, you gonna take your stuff, you're gonna hit that injection. As soon as you hit it, you're gonna be like, uh-oh, something don't feel right. I mean, I don't even know what fent feels like, but I mean, that's brutal. That is brutal if somebody's out there doing that, man. Jesus. Golly.
you have AC262 and you sprinkle in some RAD 140, some LGD 4033. It's going to increase the strength of it, but going to also increase the negative side effects. And so when you do use SARMs, you need to be careful. And so just because you see the latest teenagers promoting their discount codes, they're saying, hey, get all the gains, use SARMs from my company.
Yeah, see, I was right. It is SARMs. SARMs is the one that you can get. Like, you can actually get SARMs legally. There's not a black market for SARMs. SARMs is something you can actually go and get. So he just clarified that, saying that teens got their discount codes or whatever. So yes.
You have to be careful. And let me add one more caution. When you're using SARMs and or oral steroids, for example, it does in fact put an extra strain on the liver. It's hepatotoxic. And so if you are considering drinking alcohol, please don't. When you add different stressors on the liver, they can add up to more than your body can handle. And so you need to be careful. Every single week that goes by, there are more and more teenagers that are succumbing to liver failure because they're combining oral steroids and or SARMs with the drinking of alcohol. And so you need to be careful.
Yeah, that's kind of brutal, because if you know anything about that, your liver, I think it's your liver. Is it your liver or your kidney? I think it's your kidney. I could be wrong. I think it's your kidney, but still, your liver is not something you want to mess up either. But one of them you can be on dialysis, and that ain't something you want to be on. I think that's your kidneys, though.
And next on the list, and you were thinking this was going to be one of the safest, MK67.
All right, Greg, you're killing me. We just spent 10 minutes on you. I think we've all got the point, but we're going to just jump past all of this. We're just going to find out what number 1 is. We're on number 6. We ain't going to go all the way through all these, but we are going to find out what the final one is. So let's see what number uno is. Where are we at? Where is it? Real quick, let's just find number 1 and get straight to the point. Where is number 1? Number 1. Oh, was that it? Was that number 1? No? Let's see. Can we find number 1 real quick? Let's just figure it out, because we're on number 6. Which one is this?
Physiological limits. Considering the fact ready to find, so you're no longer natty. And so perhaps say you can't, people need to use this.
Oh man, I can't figure it out. I don't know what his number 1 is. Are we still here?
Testosterone and so on that convert to estrogen. It's going to prematurely close off your growth plates, and so you will be shorter than last time. Although many superstars finish growing, you haven't reached your full height. I reached mine at 13, but if you haven't finished 18, many people think,
Yeah, he was old enough.
I don't know. I can't figure it out. But yeah, bottom line is, kids, take it easy on the steroids. Shout out to Coach Greg for that one. We are greatly appreciative of him and what he's doing. Thank you for that one. Yes. Yeah, he sounded like he was severely long-winded on that one. I didn't want to hear the whole thing. It was going to take forever. I was like, all right, bro, we are 10 minutes in. We get the point. I mean, because, of course, he still had, like, Anavar and TRT and HRT and all these other ones to go into, if that's what he was going to go into. But, hey, we got a good few that we do or didn't know about. I think the only one I knew about was SARMs. I didn't know about all the other ones. I'm trying to keep it 100% natural as much as I can, you know what I mean? Long term. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Yes, you want to take your time and go the distance, because as your age kicks in, your body ain't gonna be as strong as it was in your 20s. So you gotta be prepared for that. The last thing you want to do is end up in the hospital, and that's no fun. No, no, no. You don't want to end up in the hospital. That is no fun. So yes, yeah, there's that. There's that. Don't go to the hospital. If you can avoid it, avoid it. Eat healthy. All right, so the next thing we have up on the next next topic that we have, or the next slide that we have, is going to be the muscle of the day. Yes, we're going to go over the muscle of the day. Yes, yes, yes. All right, the muscle of the day is going to be, where are we at? Is going to be the calf muscle. Yes, the calf muscle right there. Bam. The calf muscle. That's the muscle that is the calf. And we're going to sit down and watch this. We're not going to watch this, but I'm going to sit here and play this video. I'm going to read off of this to where we can actually get a better understanding as to how the calf muscle works and exactly what it is that, how it works, how many different muscles it has, what's its purpose, what's its point of origin and insertion, and we'll get a good understanding how the calf muscle works. I'll play this video as it goes on, and we'll be able to watch the video as I'm speaking on exactly how and what the calf muscle is all about and its functions. Let me see. I thought I had it up here, but I didn't have it on here. So let's get this in real quick. There we go. We got that right there. Give it to me. Yep. Okay. So we got it right here. And I'm going to play this video. They might not match exactly what I'm saying, but shout out to the Ken Hub. We'll be using their video fair use. We'll have the video on mute. We'll just be watching it, but you'll hear me exactly explain the calf muscles and what they're all about. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this going. So we got the calf muscle. All right, the calf muscles are located on the back of the lower leg and are primarily responsible for plantar flexion, pointing the toes downward, and crucial for walking, running, and jumping, as we all know. Two main calf muscles are the gastrocnemius muscle, the larger, more visible muscle, has two heads, a medial and a lateral, crosses both the knee and the ankle joint, activated in standing calf raises and movements involving straight legs. The soleus is the second muscle, and that one lies beneath the gastrocnemius, only crosses the ankle joint, and is more active during seated calf raises or when the knee is bent. So if you want to activate the gastrocnemius, the larger one, you do standing calf raises. If you want to activate the one that's beneath it, the soleus, then you would do seated calf raises. And yes, it's more active when the knee is bent. So the more you sit, the more you use the soleus. The more you stand, the more you use the gastrocnemius muscle, the calf muscle. The function is to propel the body forward during movement, maintain posture and balance, and absorbs shock during physical activity. Popular calf exercises is going to be the standing calf raise, the standing calf raises, the seated calf raises, jump ropes, farmer walks on toes, heel or stair sprints. Those are going to be those two things. And let's see what we got here. Let's see. Got origin and insertion. And they should have an origin and insertion right up here. Let's see. For the gastrocnemius, the origin, the medial head, posterior surface of the medial condyle of the femur is the point of origin for the medial head of the gastrocnemius, which is the larger one. And then the lateral head of the large muscle as well, the large gastrocnemius muscle, is going to be the posterior surface of the lateral condyle of the femur. And the insertion is going to be the posterior surface of the calcaneus heel bone via the Achilles tendon. And then the soleus, which is underneath the gastrocnemius, which is the larger one. See, there it is right there. That's the gastrocnemius. There's the origin right there, as we can see, the posterior surface of the medial condyle of the femur. And then the lateral, it's going to be the posterior surface of the lateral condyle of the femur. So perfect. We're kind of like on the same page here. They actually kind of caught up with me a little bit. Let's see if I can speed them up a little bit. We'll be on the same one. No, they didn't do that one. But we'll continue. And then the soleus origin is the posterior surface of the head and upper shaft of the fibula, and the soleal line and middle third of the tibia. The insertion of the soleus is going to be the posterior surface of the calcaneus via the Achilles tendon, same as the gastrocnemius. So they got the same insertion. You know what I mean? So Those are going to be the two muscles that make up the calf. So, you know, if you never knew and wanted a better understanding, those are going to be your calf muscles and the two muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus, which makes up your calf muscle that we know of. And as you see, the gastrocnemius is the big two muscles that we see when you flex. And then if you remove these and underneath it, you'll have the soleus. Now, what we're going to play here next is we're going to play a actual anatomy, a human body anatomy. Not going to see no blood or guts, nothing like that. Not going to see anything violent, but you're going to see like people who I assume donate their body after they pass away, drain all the blood and all that good stuff. And all you have is like the muscle, the tissue, the fascia, and all that stuff. You're going to be able to see exactly what the real deal muscle looks like and what it looks like underneath your skin. So we're going to go ahead and give a shout out to the Anatomy Lab, and fair use for them as well, and fair use for KenHub. And we're going to take a look exactly at what this looks like. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this video set up, and I'm going to let them take it away. And they're going to speak on exactly how these muscles actually work. Let me see. Where are we at? Oh, wait, where is it? Where is it? Somebody talking to me? All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get it started. And we're going to run the video. Let's go.
So what you're looking at here is the back of the thigh, and these are the hamstrings. You see, the hamstrings are really three muscles. We have biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus. But what's kind of cool is if I push them in like this, something emerges from behind them, and this is the sciatic nerve. You see, the sciatic nerve is really two nerves bundled together, but what happens is it normally splits down here in the knee. But the sciatic nerve is hiding behind your hamstrings. So what you're looking at here is the back of the thigh, and these are the hamstrings. You see, the hamstrings are really three muscles. We have biceps femoris, semitendinosus.
Oh no. Oh no. Messed up on that one. Oh, give me the boo sound. No. Oh man. That is the wrong muscle. That was the wrong muscle. I had the wrong muscle, y'all. My apologies. Here we go. This is what we have right here. Sorry. Let's pull that back up. Let me give you the correct muscle. That was the hamstring that we just looked at. Here is the calf muscle. My fault. Here we go. Let's roll it. Let me pull this up right here. There we go.
Gastrocnemius. It's this two-headed muscle where you can see these two different bellies here, a medial and a
Go
lateral.
again.
This is a muscle that we remove from the back of the lower leg called the gastrocnemius. It's this two-headed muscle where you can see these two different bellies here, a medial and a lateral head, and you can see it flowing down into the Achilles tendon. Now there's actually another muscle just underneath or deep to it called the soleus, and this got its name because it resembled a sole or this type of a flat fish. If I turn it over, you can really see how that looks. Really kind of does actually look like a fish. Now, if I turn this back over and talk about the function of these muscles, when the muscle fibers contract or shorten, that will transmit that force through the Achilles tendon down onto the heel, which will elevate or lift the heel off the ground. We call that plantar flexion, or in other words, just getting on your tippy toes.
All right, that was interesting. We're going to let this roll one more time, but as you can see here, you have the gastrocnemius muscle, the medial and the lateral head. You have each side over here, which is on top, and he moves that out the way. Then underneath it, you have the soleus muscle. So that one there is the one that's behind it. But we have two muscles when it comes to our calves. One that we see on top, which is this one right here. If you flex, somebody has muscles in their calf and they flex their calf, we're going to see these two bulging out, these lateral and medial head muscles. And then underneath it has a soleus muscle for whenever you're sitting. That's usually going to be, you know, the one you're going to use the most when you're doing like seated workouts or exercises like seated calf raises. But I'm letting them speak one more time, and then we're going to move on from here.
This is a muscle that we remove from the back of the lower leg called the gastrocnemius. It's this two-headed muscle where you can see these two different bellies here, a medial and a lateral head, and you can see it flowing down into the Achilles tendon. Now there's actually another muscle just underneath or deep to it called the soleus, and this got its name because it resembled a sole or this type of a flat fish. If I turn it over, you can really see how that looks. Really kind of does actually look like a fish. Now, if I turn this back over and talk about the function of these muscles, when the muscle fibers contract or shorten, that will transmit that force through the Achilles tendon down onto the heel, which will elevate or lift the heel off the ground. We call that plantar flexion, or in other words, just getting on your tippy toes. This is
all right. Yes. There we go. And that right there is going to be your muscle of the day. Yes, 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 yes. That will be your muscle of the day. That is going to show you exactly what muscles that you will be utilizing whenever you're using your calf muscles. Yes, so that right there for sure is something interesting to see. Very, very fun to watch. At least it is for me, because it's good to know exactly how the body works and what's going on with the human body and exactly where everything connected and how and why they get their name. But you always got to ask yourself, like, who made up these names and who decided to? Because I did learn that back in the day, they would actually pull up dead bodies out of the ground that were already buried, and they would sit down, they would just dissect them, but they had to do it on the sneak. They had to do it on the low. They had to be quiet about it because it was like illegal to dig up dead bodies and then dissect them. So they would get it done illegally or whatever the case would be, and they would go through and, you know, cut these bodies up and then kind of go through and see how the human body works. And you got to ask yourself, like, what kind of person was doing this, you know? And then on top of that, what you would do is you would do this to the bodies, and then you would turn around and give like these muscles names. You know what I mean? Like, how you give these muscles a name, and then like we now go off of these names of the muscle, you know? Kind of makes you think. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. The more you know, the more you know. Digging up dead bodies. Shame, shame, shame. Oh, whoop. Yep, that is it for sure. Now, the next thing that we're going to get into, let's see if I can find it for you real quick. Hate to be, because my tabs and stuff got out of order. They freaking got out of whack. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Where is it at? Where is it at? Here we go. Is this it right here? I think this is it right here. Yes. This is it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. And we are now going to get into the very next thing, which is the sponsor of today's show. And the sponsor of today's show is going to be none other than yours truly. Yes, sir. Yours truly, D. Elliott Fitness, the man, the myth, the legend. Yes. Yes. So if you ever get on YouTube, if you ever and need to get a workout in, whether you're at work or on the travel or on the go, whether you're in Japan, Taiwan, China, Russia, Yugoslavia, India, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, wherever you're at, you can get on YouTube, type in DnL&x Fitness, and we got your own workouts. If you're a busy professional, if you're a busy person in general, if you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, you can't get to the gym, type in DnL&x Fitness on YouTube. We got you for push workout, pull workouts, leg workout, core workouts, dumbbells, no weights, whatever it is you need, we got you. We'll take care of you. We'll make sure that you get your body right, your body nice and tight. Just make sure that you follow diet restrictions. If you need one-on-one coaching, you can always hit me up for coaching one-on-one, and I can take care of you, and we'll get that situated for you as well. So with all that being said, feel free to log over to my YouTube channel on YouTube, and of course, YouTube Premium, once they're cut as well, they're like, hey, sir, you're not doing all that without us. But yes, if you get on YouTube, go to the video tab, click on the video tab on my YouTube channel, and you have all your workout videos that you need right there. Yes. So yes, thank you. And that's it for our today's sponsor. All right, so now we're moving on to the next topic of today's show. The next topic of today's show is going to be the economy. I'm going to go over to the economy portion of the show. We're going to go over the World Economic Forum, the people, the shakers and the movers, the people who are basically letting you know or letting us know which direction we're headed and where we're going and what challenges that we face moving in that direction and how they're going to tackle these challenges moving in that direction and what is the main thing we should be focused on as we go in the direction that we're going, whether you like it or not. Yeah, those people. Yes, they have that kind of pull, that kind of power. But we're going to look at a video here, and they're going to speak about the long-term economic trends that you should be watching out for. This is maybe like a 9-minute video, might not make it to the very end, but I want to sit down and kind of go over some of the stuff that they talk about, and look exactly at what it is. There's some things that you could be focusing on and paying attention to see how the world's moving and what are the main important things that we should be paying attention to as we move into the world and this change of way that we have of living. Because ever since the pandemic hit, things have not been the same. Things have been drastically different, and they kept preaching about a new normal back then, and I'll be damned if I don't see a new normal now. You know what I mean? So you can't argue it, you can't deny it. You can only pivot and roll with it, because they're basically saying you're gonna get rolled over because you can't stop it, and neither can they if you really pay attention to what's going on. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and check out the World Economic Forum and have experts in their field explain exactly what are the trends that we're going to have to pay attention to moving forward, or we should pay attention to moving forward in this changing economy that we live in. So let me go ahead and get this pulled up real quick. Let's see what we got right here. All right. Hopefully this is this big enough? That's what she said, right? I think this is big enough. Yeah, we'll just do it like this. Yeah, that should be good. Let me see how it looks on the screen. That's decent. You'll be okay. Let's go ahead and run this video, and like I said, we'll do pause and reactions and talk about it as we go along. 9-minute video, but we're not gonna make it through the whole thing. But let's go.
Global economy. The global economy.
The global economy.
The global economy.
Global economy.
The global.
Oh, wait, before I do, let me change the banner. Bam, there we go. Banner has changed. And look, annual meeting 2025, so they not playing.
Economy.
The global economy has entered a phase of unprecedented uncertainty.
People don't seem to realize that we really are in the midst of this massive transformation.
So what's driving this change? And how will major forces like trade shifts, changing demographics, and artificial intelligence shape our fast-moving world?
All right, so keep that in mind. Those are the three things. The three things are right there. Got trades, demographics, and AI are the three economic trends that they're going to be concerned about. So pay attention to trade shifts, demographics, and AI. Those are the three main ones that they're concerned about.
Demographics and artificial intelligence shape our fast-moving world.
Yes, we see some geo-economic fragmentation, but we don't see yet any deglobalization.
We've asked some of the world's leading chief economists, working in both the private and public sectors, to look ahead and pick the trends they think will transform the economy as we know it.
It's not that AI is new or machine learning is new. In fact, we all know that it goes back to the 1950s. What's new is the consumer orientation of that AI.
These experts explain.
What's new is the consumer orientation of the AI, not the AI itself. It's the consumer. So when you have a consumer, that means you have a market. And when you have a market, that means you got something to sell. Then in turns means you got money to be made. That means profits to be gained. That's what she's basically saying. Here we go.
The first trend that's on economists' minds is the changing nature of global trade. Trade is all about the exchange of goods and services. This process might seem as natural to our globalized world as travel or sending an instant message.
If I had to make all of my clothes, all of my food, all of my housing, all of my shelter, and so on by myself personally, clearly this would be a disaster. So what do? I specialize in something, you specialize in something, and we exchange. I think it stands to reason that this is the absolute fundamental pillar of our prosperity. Now, international trade is just an extension of this very basic idea across international borders.
But who trades with whom can be closely linked to geopolitics. Tariffs and protectionism are redrawing the map of globalization.
Yes, tariffs are changing things. As we looked at yesterday when I did a spiel on Apple, Apple is changing their what are they changing? They're changing their production. They're shipping production over to India and no longer doing it with China because of the whole tariff war that's going on. So now they're doing it. They're going to ship it over to India, which I think would be starting in 2026. And India is on I guess a restriction, or they're not able to reciprocate tariffs with the U.S. So the Apple products are being shipped from China to India. And we had that one guy on the show where he talked about, he said the back and forth that they're doing with the U.S., they don't mind taking a 15% hit. They've been preparing for this for so long. They said that the Chinese dynasty, China's been there for 5,000 years. They've had empires and dynasty for 5,000 years, and they're going to have them after 5,000 years. So if the U.S. want to come in, because they watch the U.S. grow, so if the U.S. want to come in and try to put tariffs, they're like, we're okay. We'll take a 15% hit. Because at the end of the day, everything you look at inside of your homes, T-shirts, random materials, shower curtains, bathroom mats, floor mats, probably towels, and all that stuff usually says made in China. Your phones, your electronic equipment, all that stuff is going to say made in China. So for them to take a 15% hit, I don't think it's going to hurt them, but just keep in mind that trade is going to play a big part in this. And anytime that there's a tariff on something, the consumer is the one that gets taxed.
They're causing what economists call fragmentation, where the world economy splits into competing groups instead of a single connected system. Chief economists agree that protectionism, a practice of restricting imports from other countries through tariffs, will cause a long-lasting change to global patterns over the next 3 years.
But what we do see is trade reorienting on geopolitical lines. This is most obvious in the relationship between China and the United States. Since the first wave of Trump tariffs, so from the previous administration, the trade share, so bilateral trade between China and the United States has grown much, much more slowly than trade between either of these countries and third countries.
When the WTO looked at the voting behavior of the UN General Assembly, it found that members were more likely to trade with countries they regarded as allies, a practice otherwise known as friendshoring. In the first quarter of 2025.
Interesting, because China and U.S. have been doing business for a very, very, very long time. I'm not sure if we consider allies with China or not. I personally got a problem with Chinese, but as far as the story goes, I'm not sure if U.S. and China are allies, but right now it doesn't look like it. But this entire time that been working with them, were we allies with them or were we not? Interesting.
The changing dynamics of trade relations between major powers like the US, China, the EU, Canada, and Mexico dominated the news. OSA says it remains to be seen whether trade tensions, particularly between the US and China, will lead to further fragmentation among other countries.
One figure that most people don't know is that bilateral trade between China and the United States actually only accounts for less than 3% of world trade. So it generates 80% of the news, but only 3% of world trade, if you will. So I think it's safe to predict that trade tensions between these two countries are going to persist. I think the key question is this going to spread to other countries, or is this going to be contained to that bilateral relationship?
Okay, well that's interesting. If they only make up 3%, allegedly, if they make up only 3%, then the question would be The question would be this: if these two are beefing with each other, like let's say, because technically speaking, we're looking at an economic war when you have tariffs. It's like an economic war, basically. So if U.S. and China are beefing with each other economically, could it go down a pipeline to where like U.S. is like, well, if you mess with China, we don't want nothing to do with you, and vice versa. If you mess with the U.S., we don't want nothing to do with you. So if these two countries branch off and start working with other countries and then doing their own things with separate countries, then will it turn into, well, if you mess with China, we don't mess with you, and if you mess with US, we don't mess with you. So then it's going to cause like this weird divide kind of structure, and it's going to be harder to get certain stuff to certain countries. And if it's harder to get certain stuff from certain countries, will you just bite the bullet and pay a bigger price because they're your ally? And on the back end, that's going to harm the consumer overall, as opposed to going with the person that you're not an ally with, but you can get it for cheaper. But, you got too much pride, if that makes sense. But we'll see.
Second trend economists highlight is demographic transformations. By 2050, the world's population is projected to reach 9.7 billion people. But there are major regional differences. The UN projects that the population of sub-Saharan Africa is likely to double, while the population of Europe is likely to shrink.
Whoa, that's interesting. So
Saharan Africa is likely to double, while the population of Europe is likely to...
Okay, so sub-Saharan Africa is going up, but Europe is shrinking. interesting. That is interesting to see. And that says, was it 2050 or something like that, where they said it'd be 9.7 billion. So then by that time, Europe is gonna shrink, and sub-Saharan Africa is gonna grow, which we already know that China does have their hands in Africa, and they've been having their hands in Africa for quite some time now. So that's like a big power move on the back end if you kind of look at it. So we'll see how this plays out. It's looking like it's looking
to shrink. At the same time, people aged 65 and above are the world's fastest growing demographic, which is already posing a challenge in caring for this group in regions like Eastern Asia and Europe.
In terms of wealthy countries, you see an aging demographic where more and more of their working population is heading into retirement. But if you look around the world, particularly in Africa and Asia, what you see is a worker population that is growing into itself. Younger workers are becoming more and more a part of the prime working age.
Around the world, the average population age is trending higher, with the number of people over 60 expected to double by 2050.
There's 3 levels of infrastructure where you really see this worker shortage and an aging demographic come into play. It's the financial infrastructure. For example, there's not enough accountants. It's the care economy infrastructure. So there's not enough nurses and healthcare workers or even babysitters for the population. And then there's the actual physical infrastructure. So here you think about specialized trades or construction.
According to recent research,
okay, cool. So if the demographic is predominantly going to be more 65 and less of the younger generation, because the younger generation is going to be the workers, the 65 and up are your retirements, the under 65 or whatever are going to be your workers. However, they're not having enough people to do the work or have the skills to do these works, and everything that she just named. What did she name? She named care for nursing, physical, and there was one more I didn't catch. But accountants. She said not enough accountants. But anything that's kind of in those spectrums, if there's not enough of those categories, if there are not enough people to go into those categories, working people to go in those categories, my humble opinion, this is a really good recipe to bring in AI to fill those slots. You know what I mean? Robotics and AI, that's a perfect storm to be like, well, we ain't got the people to do it. The working class ain't it. And we can turn around for accounting. We'll just AI it out. We'll just we'll AI the accounting, because that can be computerized. That could be numbers and books computerized. Physical, you can eventually have the robotics take over doing that, which we're going to see that later on. You kind of see what I'm saying? And then taking care of nursing. I mean, I said this yesterday. I don't want to give this movie too much credit, but the movie Subservient showed that there was a hospital with nothing but all the robots and all the nurses and doctors were all robots. So it's looking like a perfect recipe and a perfect storm to set up for AI and robotics to come in and take over all of these places of employment. However, the population is growing to 9.7 billion, but is losing jobs. So that's another thing.
63% of businesses say their most significant barrier to growth is the inability to attract the right workers. Richardson says making these soon-to-be in-demand jobs more sustainable and attractive to prospective workers is key to keeping workforces resilient even as more people retire.
And this is where skills and upskilling is going to be so important. Not just creating jobs and skilling workers in these specific areas, but allowing workers the mobility to progress in these areas so they won't leave. They won't leave healthcare or accounting jobs and go to more profitable places because they see advancement and potential in these areas.
Yeah, that sounds like a great recipe for AI and robots. I mean, you can't attract the right skilled kind of person. I mean, we're already seeing how fast and how quick and how rapid AI is moving. So yeah, they're already speaking on it. They're just not saying it. It's like it's like, how are we going to fix this underlying problem? Everything you name can be AI'd can be dealt with robotics.
Artificial intelligence, experts argue, will play a key role in reshaping these jobs and many others. That's the third trend economists are watching.
There it is. There it is. Wait. Hold on. I deserve a damn ovation. There it is.
Closely.
Generative AI is making us rethink the concept of productivity. Usually we think about productivity, about producing the same with less or more with the same. I think generative AI is making us think that productivity is more like producing better with less.
Take AI agents, for example. They can be autonomous bots or even entire systems that can learn from their environment and help us, say, tick off the objectives on our to-do list without constant reminders. They have the potential to drastically improve our productivity or absolve us from certain tasks altogether. But these technologies should not lead to a loss of jobs. Richardson says productivity.
No. You cannot say that. No. That right there, no. You can't say that. You can't. No. Nope. No. It will require a loss of jobs. You got 9.7 billion people you're seeing projected in the future. I think they said 2050, I think. And you're saying that you're going to implement AI and robotics into the world, into basically anything like data or clerical wise, and then automotive and physical demanding labor jobs. You're going to use AI for these and then turn around and say that it's not going to lose. Nobody's going to lose any jobs. Maybe humans, maybe robots or jobs in general won't go away, but the people who have jobs, the AI, the humans are going to lose jobs. So that right there, trying to save face.
Is also about companies providing the right upskilling pathways so that employees can grow their careers.
It's becoming even more important to be in a world where companies are invested in their talent, in human capital, moving from just managing workers to developing workers.
So where does that leave us with AI? Will it make us more productive at work?
There's a famous economist from MIT, Robert Solow, won the Nobel Prize for Growth. He was talking about computers in the 1980s. He said, we can see computers everywhere, except in the productivity data. So it took a while for those effects to show up. It may show up sooner for AI. The view seems to be that the impact of the technology may be a bit more rapid than we saw for computers. But I think directionally, we're all pretty confident we're going to see some sort of improvement coming out of AI.
Generative AI could contribute $4.4 trillion annually to the global economy.
What? Is going to contribute $4.4 trillion. That's the direction we're going in, y'all. There ain't no, you cannot say, if you're not an AI person or you're not into that right there should answer your question. If you are like, man, I don't like AI, I don't like robots, and it's evil. It's not, well, feel how you feel, but follow the money. That's where it's headed. 4.4 trillion annually. Bruh. Let's just continue.
Reshaping industries and international trade as it develops.
Let's run that back.
Generative AI could contribute $4.4 trillion annually to the global economy, reshaping industries and international trade as it develops. In a 2025 survey of businesses, 86% of respondents said AI could transform their work more than any other technology trend such as robots, semiconductors, or quantum.
It's not just about the great tech. You need workers to be able to incorporate that tech.
Yes, you do need workers. And once those workers help incorporate that tech, human workers that is, once they help incorporate that tech, they're going to be obsolete.
And actually become more productive. And if there is a chasm between the tech and the people, then you won't get the productivity enhancements that lead to a thriving labor force.
No.
Yeah, at the beginning. at the beginning there you have to have the human and the tech together, but once AI is able to, you know, talk to itself and implement the task itself and basically make the human obsolete, like, it's over. You don't need you no more.
No expert can know for certain how these trends will change our societies, be it trade shifts, changes in demographics, or the rise of artificial intelligence.
We are rethinking the way our industries and sectors should be running. We are reimagining what the future will look like under a more sustained framework. I mean, these are big, big changes.
Understanding global trends can help all of us feel more empowered to tackle the challenges to come. That's where economics comes in. The World Economic Forum's chief economist community publishes their outlook 3 times per year, highlighting global economic trends and developments.
We have to make it more human, right? That this is the making a prosperous society and a sustainable society and increasing the size of the pie and making sure the distribution is just, however we want to define that. That's sort of the language we should be speaking.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He didn't say that. Tell me he didn't just say that.
Let's hear him say that one more time. Well, what did he say? He said we need to what?
Per year, highlighting global economic trends and developments.
We have to make it more human, right?
We have to make it more human. How? You're implementing AI and robotics. How do you make it more human? How do you make it more human? Stop lying. Stop. You know what? I need Stop the Cap as one of my soundboards. Stop lying. Stop the lies. That is a straight lie. Lie. Lie has been detected. Lie has been detected.
This is the making a prosperous society and a sustainable society and increasing the size of the pie and making sure the distribution is just, however we want to define that. That's sort of the language we should be speaking.
Okay, so we made it to the end. All right, now I'm not against the AI or whatever it is. I'm not against the AI. I'm not against it because you see the writing on the wall. I mean, it's coming, it's happening. There's nothing you could do about it. Get with it or get rolled over. It's what it is. And if you have kids, you're gonna see it. I hope you see it, or else your kids gonna get left behind. You can see it coming down the pipeline. There's no way you can ignore this. You have to be able to see this coming. There ain't no way around it. Like, this is going to happen. And just recently, my kids' school said they're gonna. Actually, I take that back. Yesterday, I had did a part where it showed that Trump had signed an executive order for schools to start teaching AI and robotics in school and teaching the teachers on how to teach it as well. So that's already being put into place. And I saw that firsthand with my son at school. They did orientation for next year that they're going to be implementing those things. So it's happening, you know. So if you got young kids, you know, 5, 10 years old, 10 and under, 13 and under, whatever, I mean, their life is going to be robots and AI. That's what their stuff going to be. That's all that they're going to know, because they're going to see, you know, they're going to have cashiers that are robots at some point. They're going to have like delivery drivers or delivery vehicles that are going to be delivering food or dropping things off or whatever. They're going to see a life of robotics for sure. You know what I mean? So that's the way things are moving. Now, with that being said, if you're going to be paying attention to robots and robotics and AI, then one thing that you do need to pay attention to is not everybody's going to be on board with trying to learn it, understand it, implement it, use it to their advantage. Because you do got a group of people out here that are doing stuff like this right here. Let's go ahead and pull this up. You do got a group of people that, even though the world is changing rapidly and the World Economic Forum is trying to tell you how it's going, you got people that choose to do stuff like this instead.
Become an Olympic sport, but it's sure creating quite the fan base, and that fan base raised over $1 million for the world's first ever live sperm race today.
Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam live in downtown Los Angeles. He's going to tell us what this is about. And Tim, I am confused. Can you enlighten us a little bit?
You know, it's a climatic story. It's called the sperm race, and it's young men putting their manhood to the test to see how fast their swimmers can go in front of a sold-out crowd.
Yeah.
Mysterious white stuff. Shooting from a water gun made this moment borderline raunchy and entertaining. Downtown LA's night scene exploding Friday with an event billed as the world's first sperm race.
What the hell made you want to do this?
4 contestants came with the goal to win $10,000 in bragging rights for the strongest, fastest semen.
I want to build Olympics for sperm.
Eric Zhu is one of the sperm racing organizers. With the help of wealthy investors, the 17-year-old Bay Area high school student and entrepreneur launching this epic competition to raise awareness on male fertility health.
The general public doesn't talk about it because it's so taboo. It's always been associated with adult entertainment or something that's degenerate. What we want to do is we want to make it more of like a sport or a different type of entertainment, but more of like optimizing biomarkers.
The contenders, who were handpicked out of dozens of young men, were given money each week to train their mind, bodies, and diets ahead of the viral, sold-out marathon.
When you really
So are they like beating it to basically see who, you know, who, I guess the best way to say it is see who comes in first place? You know what I mean? Like I really don't get it. I'm trying to figure this out.
think about it, we all won our own individual sperm races to get onto this planet, so it's only fit that we make this a format that we could all watch and enjoy.
The competitors' sperm put into a microscopic racetrack, and then they're off.
He didn't say that. Tell me he didn't say that.
Oh my God.
Bruh. I don't know what to say. Let's continue.
Sperm literally captured on this screen, swimming to the finish line. The winner celebrates while the loser gets slimed. But perhaps this was the matchup of the night. Male students from USC and UCLA. In the end, the Trojan won. The Bruin got creamed.
So this what the boys doing in college? This is what the boys is doing in college? The girls out here starting OnlyFans and the boys is out here having sperm races? Is this what we're seeing? I'm trying to get under, because I mean, if when I look at this video, all I could think of was, I mean, that's really all I could think. I was just like, bruh, this can't be real. This can't be real. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of lost for words. I'm just like,
What are you talking about?
I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, we got sperm races going on. You know what I mean? AI is taking over the world. Trades are happening with tariffs. Demographics are changing. And you got a group of people that are jacking off to see whose sperm wins in first place. Maybe I'm missing something. I hope I am. Hope there's something greater to it than this, but I can't really think of it. Oh, man, you see how amped up they were? Hold on, let me go back. Look how I'm gonna mute it. Look how amped up they were, bro. Like, look how amped up they were. Like, look. Watch this dude over here. Like, look. Like, look, he's getting slimed. Look at him. He's amped up, bro. They rowdy in there. Like, yeah. Yeah, I'm the jack off king. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words, but what I can say is that is it for the economy portion of the show. We are going to switch over to the next part of the show. Before we switch over, we have to give it some kind of music. That's the song they're going to play whenever your sperm wins the race. When your sperm wins first place, you're going to hear, congratulations, you are the Beat Your Meat winner. Yay. All right, well, we're switching over to the final portion of the show, which is the AI portion of the show. And yes, yeah, oh wow, that was really interesting to see. I just can't believe that that's a thing. It's happening. But yes, switching over to the AI portion of the show, first slide that we have up here is we're going to talk about the future of AI agents is here. I have a gentleman who's going to describe what AI agents are, how they work, and how you can implement them in your life and in your business. They seem very, very important for one to use, one to grasp, and one to understand. And we have a few slides that we're going to go over. Then we're going to get into the main part of the show where we're going to speak on or show or try to implement live or how to make real life or a real live AI song. And I'm gonna do it live to see if I'm able to duplicate it live and follow step-by-step instructions that we're given to see if it actually works. So first slide that we have here, and pull up on the screen, and let me change the banner right there. Okay, so we got the banner change and we have the future of AI agents is here. So let's see what we got going on here. Let me make sure we got that on the screen. Here we go. All right, let's hear what this guy has to say.
So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be a relationship manager at a bank. Starting with a quick tour, this is my homepage, authenticated and personalized just for me. The agent gallery lets me see my company's approved selection of purpose-built agents, including ones powered by third-party models like Llama and Claude. You see we've got some Google-made agents. We have agents that my bank has made available to me, either ones we've created or ones built by partners. And then the best part, my own personal agents, which I can build directly inside Agent Space with this button over here, or even easier, just from having a little conversation. Let's see how easy it is to create an agent to automate a daily task. Now, it's critical for me to stay on top of what's going on with my clients, so I start every morning with a portfolio analysis. I'm going to use a clipboard because no one wants to watch me typing. Run an analysis of my client portfolio and identify potential risks and opportunities. This only uses information that I have permission to access. It knows which clients are mine and summarizes top points from my data sources like OneDrive, Salesforce, or Dun & Bradstreet's. If I have questions, I have a direct link to my sources here. And if I need even more control, I can refine that list of sources. But Agent Space doesn't just summarize information. It's interpreting my question and surfacing what matters most. For example, in this chart, I can see Agent Space's flag that Acme General Contracting might have some cash flow problems in the future. Already, it's given me a massive report, which is going to save me a ton of manual research. And I can go ahead and read this later. But for now, let's set up an agent so I can keep an eye on Acme. Agent Space automatically generates an agent plan based on our conversation so far. And this is good, but I think I want more. I'm going to have it generate an audio summary and send it to my inbox so I can listen to it on my morning commute.
Oh.
And just like that, I have built my own custom agent to use whenever I want without writing a single line of code. Now, Agent Space has identified a cash flow problem with Acme General Contracting. I need to dig into that. Maybe this is a problem with construction in general and not specific to Acme. Agent Space has already identified that possibility as a suggested follow-up. So now let's go ahead and deep dive into general contracting industry trends. This activates Google's Enterprise Deep Research Agent, which starts by telling me what it plans to research and in what order. At this point, I could edit this plan if I wanted to, but it looks pretty good, so I'll start the research. Now, I do want to call out, we've cached the plan and the results here. Normally, this would take a little bit longer. This agent is pulling in real-time information from Google Search to build its report. But even cooler, it's also searching my internal enterprise data and adjusting this plan in real time. So for the next...
So basically what it seems like is they have AI agents, and AI agents seem like they're going to be basically working the scale of what somebody else could do to basically look at the ins and out of your business and seeing what else could be implemented and what would be some cause and effects, some ups and downs, some trials and errors that'll be coming along the way. AI agents are basically, I would say agents is another word for like employee. Like you've basically trimmed the fat off of your business and you can get straight to the point and get feedback of situations that are occurring and that could occur, that could be problems in the future. And you could nip it in the bud and be way ahead of the competition and what's going to happen in the future. You're like a walking one-man band. Like you're just like implementing everything that you need to do through your business with these AI agents. So, I mean, that's going to be a good thing to see. And if you know how to implement it well and get on top of it now and get there early, like this is basically showing one person running a whole business by themselves. They don't really need too much people. I mean, they may need one more person where you can do this by yourself with your AI agents. And if you want super freedom, you just hire another person to do what you were doing, to have them manage your AI agents and just basically, I mean, just make all the decisions for you, or have an AI make the best financially profitable decisions that you can make to keep your business flowing, and the best decisions for your clients to keep them on retention and coming back over and over, whatever that business is that you have. So it seems like a win-win. I mean, it looks good to me. So yeah, this rolling out, man, the future of AI agents is here. So let's go ahead and run that back one more time and see what he's talking about.
Next few minutes, I'm going to be a relationship manager at a bank.
Okay, so you're a relationship manager at a bank. Not sure how that works, but I'm going to assume your relationship would be with the client. What is the role of a relationship bank manager? It sounds like it's in the name. Let's see. Manage key clients' banking portfolios to generate the maximum financial return. Exactly. That's what I thought. Okay, cool. So you're that person. You're the relations bank manager at the bank. So that your role is to do that. But now you're doing that with AI. So your job, your security for your job is on lock until AI outdoes you.
Starting with a quick tour. This is my homepage.
So then basically I would say that you really don't need so you're really just trimming the fat off the unnecessary employees that you have for your job and just get straight to the point, and it cuts time in half tremendously.
Authenticated and personalized just for me. The agent gallery lets me see my company's approved selection of purpose-built agents, including ones powered by third-party models like Llama and Claude. You see we've got some Google-made agents. We have agents that my bank has made available to me, either ones we've created or ones built by partners. And then the best part, my own personal agents, which I can build directly inside Agent Space with this button over here, or even easier, just from having a little conversation. Let's see how easy it is to create an agent to automate a daily task. Now, it's critical for me to stay on top of what's going on with my clients, so I start every morning with a portfolio analysis. I'm going to use a clipboard because no one wants to watch me typing. Run an analysis of my client portfolio and identify potential risks and opportunities.
So then that's basically just clearing up at a bank. That's all of that. It's everything at one time. So you're not going through sifting and looking at each and every single one. You're getting it a macro all delivered to you at one time.
This only uses information that I have permission to access. It knows which clients are mine and summarizes top points from my data sources like OneDrive, Salesforce, or Dun & Bradstreet's. If I have questions, I have a direct link to my sources here. And if I need even more control, I can refine that list of sources. But Agent Space doesn't just summarize information. It's interpreting my question and surfacing what matters most. For example, in this chart, I can see Agent Space's flag that Acme General Contracting might have some cash flow problems in the future.
Okay, so you're already pointing out the potential problems of what your client may have, and you can give your client feedback on what it is that, you know, they may have issues on, and be able to help them nip that problem in the bud in order to keep that client as a client. You're going to keep them, and you're building that rapport for your client. And this is going to work out good because not everybody is going to be implementing AI at the beginning stages. So if you're doing this now and you got clients, you're able to basically utilize AI's input and give it to your clients and basically tell them, hey, kind of showing you what you could do, or what you could basically work on to either help achieve the desired results or maximum profits of your finances, you know, that we see coming, or that's going on right now, or we see coming in the foreseeable future. And your client ain't gonna go nowhere if they get that kind of information from you. You know, they're not implementing AI yet. They don't know how to use it yet. So it's really something that's going to be useful for businesses in the beginning time. Just don't know how long it'll take for people to kind of get on board to be able to use this on their own. But for right now, at the beginning, like, that's one less thing for somebody to do, and you're saving the money.
Already, it's given me a massive report, which is going to save me a ton of manual research, and I can go ahead and read this later.
But he's speaking on a client as in a company that's a client. Not like a single person, but a whole company that's a client.
But for now, let's set up an agent so I can keep an eye on Acme. Agent Space automatically generates an agent plan based on our conversation so far. And this is good, but I think I want more. I'm going to have it generate an audio summary and send it to my inbox so I can listen to it on my morning commute. And just like that, I have built my own custom agent to use whenever I want without writing a single line of code. Now, Agent Space has identified a cash flow problem with Acme General Contracting. I need to dig into that.
So he just found a cash flow problem with one of his clients, clients' companies. He found it and is able to keep them as a client He found the issue. So in order for him to keep that client in for business at the bank, they ain't going nowhere, because he's catching the cash flow problem for them. And man, that's actually really big for a bank to have, because at some point, I mean, it almost sounds like you're gonna eliminate your need for an accountant if the bank is taking over that role and catching out cash flow problems ahead of time or along the way. It doesn't seem like you're gonna really need an accountant at some point. The bank is gonna end up being your accountant. So there's that.
Maybe this is a problem with construction in general and not specific to Acme. Agent Space has already identified that possibility as a suggested follow-up. So now let's go ahead and deep dive into general contracting industry trends. This activates Google's Enterprise Deep Research Agent, which starts by telling me what it plans to research and in what order. At this point, I could edit this plan if I wanted to, but it looks pretty good, so I'll start the research. Now, I do want to call out, we've cached the plan and the results here. Normally, this would take a little bit longer. This agent is pulling in real-time information from Google Search to build its report. But even cooler, it's also searching my internal enterprise data and adjusting this plan in real time. So
Okay. So basically you're just saying an AI agent basically be implemented on a whole company to save them any kind of issues that they may have in the foreseeable future. And if they see cash flow issues that are going to help your bottom line of your profits, they can nip it in the bud and let you know what you need to work on ahead of time to keep that company thriving. You keep them as a client. As a bank, which as a bank, that is a huge tool to have in your back pocket. That is a huge tool, because you are literally like anybody else that client may have that watches their cash. Your bank now is going to be the one to watch that. You know what I mean? You have to like think of how big that is. And then eventually, at times go on, the companies might realize I could just have my own AI agent and not give the bank all of that information. I can have that information for my own AI agent. But if the bank's AI agent has all that information about your company, like, yeah, they got you under wraps. They got you under wraps. You ain't going nowhere. Oh my gosh. I mean, but hey, it is what it is at the end of the day, man. But that's good to use. It's good to know, and it's good to understand and be able to implement it and be able to use it for those who are not going to be very tech savvy or AI savvy. That's why you try to get on board now and get ahead of the curve and be able to solve rich people problems, right? Exactly. Yes. All right. So let's see what we got coming up next. Oh, next we have robots are about to take over faster than anyone predicted. Let me pull this up for you. We have here are 5 crazy things robots are doing. So let's go ahead and check out what these robots are doing and how they're going to get here faster than what we predicted. So here we go.
Tell me that wasn't amazing.
Oh, whoops. Go back over. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. All right, I probably can't play the music because YouTube might hit me with a copyright. But as we're seeing here, we're seeing robots doing a bunch of different tasks. Right now, but the robots are looking like a bunch of R2-D2s and stuff like that. But these are just robots, you know, robots at the beginning, which then the robots would probably change in time and start to look like humans. But as we can see, they're doing it all. Let's go ahead and pull this next one up. What we have right here, Cyber Horse. Kawasaki built a hydrogen-powered four-legged robotic horse. Jesus, a freaking horse, a four-leg. So even the horses ain't safe out here, bruh. You don't even need a horse no more. Good Lord. So just the need for anything human is obsolete. But I ain't gonna lie though, that looks kind of fun to ride though. Like seriously, if you ever rode a 3-wheeler or a 4-wheeler, oh my goodness, no freaking way. Wow, man, just there ain't gonna be no relationship bonded between you two. That's all I know, because that robot ain't gonna have no feelings. That looks tight though, man. That looks actually pretty legit. So that's gonna be replacing the horse, a robotic horse. And that thing is going to be running up any terrain. Man, that is wild. What? Hey, I actually like that one. I would like to have that. That looks fun. That actually looks fun. What if it's solar panel? What if it's solar powered? Then like non-stop, you could just be riding that thing. And what we got here next? Atlas. Atlas doing stunts. So we got Atlas the robot. I forgot who makes Atlas the robot. But here we got Atlas right here doing a whole freaking backflip. Just to give you an idea of how far they've gotten with robotics, with AI. They're moving and grooving with this stuff right here. So there's Atlas doing its thing. Then we got robot cameraman. I've showed this before. I've seen this one. This one I don't understand. Having a robot cameraman. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not feeling this one. Dancing robot. Okay, dancing robot is in the building. All right, so we got the dancing robot. Let's see. There go I show speed with a dancing robot. Let's see what we got here. How is this going? No, let me turn this one up. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Yep. Hey, it's all good news now, man. It's all good news now. So it's just showing you that it's taking over every single endeavor that's out there. So it's going to be interesting to see how far it goes. That's what I'm saying. It's nothing it's not being, there's nothing that it can't do. That's the best way to say it. Oh man, we're into fighting now? Oh my goodness. Unitree's humanoid robot is sparring inside a boxing ring. Good Lord. What? I can't tell if this is real, like a real robot, if this is AI. I can't tell. I'm not sure. I mean, oh, it kicked. Now, see, I can't tell. I don't know if this is AI or actual robot. So this one, I'm kind of iffy on, but it does look pretty cool though. But at that point, if you're replacing everything human with a robot, then it's making humans obsolete completely. And there's only going to be a few versus the many. And then what will the many humans do who can't afford? The only thing I would assume is that communism would be the next thing for the humans. I mean, that's the only thing I can see it do. All right, so we got so we have a robot basically trained to make recipes. And this is how it starts. So if we're here, just understand that where it's going to go in the next 2-3 years. I mean, we're at 2025. So within 5 years, what is this going to look like? You know what I mean? Really, I would say in 3 years, what is this going to look like? Because, man, this stuff moves so fast and it gets faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. So the increase in speed on this and what our kids are going to see in the next decade is going to be just ridiculous, man. And that's why you have to just be on your grind 24/7, 365 with your head down, doing nothing but working your tail off, because there ain't nothing else to do but focus on what it is that you got to do to get to where you need to get to, because the pace and the movement of what's happening is outrageous. Yeah, that's it for robots coming up, man. So just be ready, just be on your P's and Q's, shift your mindset, get your mind right. You gotta be thinking of what's about to come. Be thinking, have a good head on your shoulders about yourself. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid. Be prepared. Don't be scared, because it's happening. It's in front of your face. It's not hidden. They're not hiding it. You're seeing it. If you're not looking for it, you're too busy caught up in consuming a bunch of nonsense that you shouldn't be paying attention to, because we're in a time where your creative thoughts, your creative imagination could wield you the biggest results and profits that you could probably ever dream about. You're just not focused on it. So shout out to them. All right, the next thing we have, I'm not sure how true this is. I just figured I'd pull it up. It'd be good for little shits and giggles. But we have the Binance co-founder believes that the Bitcoin founder Satoshi Nakamoto was an AI from the future. Man, if that's true, good Lord, we all got hit with the okie doke. If that's true, we don't know how true that is. It could be true. One thing is, nobody's ever seen this guy, as far as I know. Like, there ain't no interview of this dude. I don't even think there's camera footage of this dude walking the earth. So there's that. It always makes it believable, because it's like, well, I mean, can somebody show me an interview of this guy who has Bitcoin? I mean, if he's the founder of Bitcoin, then, like, you know, who is he? Where is he? But we don't see anything of him. There's nothing of him. It's just he's right there. Now, you have to think about this. If this is true, then you have to think about when Bitcoin was put on the scene and how long ago it was and how authentic his photography and images looked. So that should tell you something about how it's moving. I mean, because then you want to ask yourself, if they created that story to make the founder of Bitcoin a AI from the future, or whatever you want to call it, an AI in general, then this was all a pre-planned event to come to move AI in. And basically that means that Bitcoin is all AI. And that means that it's going to be on lock and key, and whatever you have in it will be traced 100,000%. Yes, it will be traced. One thing you can do about it. It will be traced. Every little dollar you ever spent, everything you did, they're going to be like, yeah, we saw all of that. Every last bit, whatever you spent, we saw all of it. Oh, man, that's crazy. But yeah, there's that. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll see in the future how things go out. All right. And then the last slide before we get to the AI music, last slide that we have to see the AI moving is we have Kling AI showing what it can do. It can swap out any actor from any film scene. So check this out. I can't play the music because they're going to more than likely flag do a copyright, but showing what China's Kling AI, and I didn't know Kling AI was out of China, but it could show that it can face swap out any actor from any scene in a movie. So look at what we have here. Some of this might look, some of it, like this one down here, you can tell that this one's AI, but like I said, give it 3 years, 5 years tops, bruh, you won't be able to tell the difference between this and this, and the intensity would match this. So it's going to be looking crazy in the future. So her facial expressions remain the same after she turned around. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that's true. Testing on a running shot. Now, right now, it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad as of right now. Facial expressions are maintained with precision. Yeah, and they got Swifty up there. Why are they using Swifty? other examples. All right, so we're just showing these short clips of AIs. Yeah, man, it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting harder and harder and harder and harder to see and figure out what's real and what's not. So we don't know what's gonna be what, but they're getting the facial expressions down, and the camera angles and the running shots and the hair movement bouncing up and down, and you know, like even look at like the shoulder and the collarbone and the neck, all that structure going, like everything is in place. They're getting it down to a T. It's getting good. And then we just completely switched out a whole different character for someone else on a different movie. So that's crazy right there within itself. Look at this. This is getting good. Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. This one was the easiest one that you could tell, but hey, they're getting better at it. So just keep a watch on and stay on top of this AI, because man, oh man, it's gonna be $4.4 trillion annually is what it's projected to do. $4.4 trillion. Think about that. $4.4 trillion industry. You want to talk about a wage gap? 4.4 trillion. Oh my goodness. Like, wow. That is huge. It's like, whoever hits that first trillion, it's a rap ski. I can tell you this, whoever hits that first trillion, they're going to be looking at the rest of the world like this. That's exactly what they're going to be doing. They're going to look right at the rest of the world. They're going to be like, you know what? Yeah, it's about that time. Oh, man. All right. Well, we're on with that. Let's go ahead and move on to the final slide of the entire show. We're going to go ahead and get into it. And let me make sure I got all these things pulled down before we start this, so I don't have any issues. All right. So we have this video here by a YouTuber. She's going to go over how to make a AI music. And we're going to see if we can implement this live and make our own AI song using prompts and stuff like that, and following what she says to a T and seeing if what she's saying is true and if we can do it live while we're on the live stream. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull this one up. And here it is. Here she is right here. We're going to go ahead and get started on this and get this thing going. And we're going to see how this pans out. Let me make sure I got everything right before we start. Let's see. We got everything good to go. The hell is that beeping noise? I heard something beep. Okay. Where'd it go? I lost it. Here we go. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get started and see exactly how all this pans out and see if we can make this stuff happen. So here we go. Let's start.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to earn at least
fair use. Shout out Quinta LaShaw. Shout out fair use. Shout out to her.
$500 a day. In this video, I'm going to show you how to earn at least $500 a day selling AI music on different streaming apps like Spotify and YouTube Music.
Up some more. Stacks on the floor, can't ignore. Up some more. Love in this life, making more. Late nights, laptop glowing. Messages sweet, yeah, the money flowing. Digital love got me feeling so right. Click my heart, now I'm up all night. Up some more. Stacks on the floor, can't ignore.
All right.
I can't wait to show you this new way to make money with AI.
Let's get it.
You know I keep the tea. So let's jump right into this video.
All right, here
now,
we go.
The first step in selling your AI music is to actually get a song to sell. So we're going to come over to ChatGPT.
All right.
And I'm going to leave a prompt below this video that you can use. So I pretty much put this prompt into ChatGPT.
Okay. Prompt that we can use. Okay. Where is the prompt? Prompt. Give me 1 second. Let me find this prompt real quick. So prompt that we can use. She said a prompt that we can use. Tools I use. Intro. Grab. Okay. So here it is right here. Is this the prompt? Where's the prompt? Oh, there it is. I think I found it. There we go. All right. So let's see. So we have a prompt. Oh, no. I think she lied. I think she lied about the prompt. because I don't see it at all. But let's go back and pull it back up. All right, here we go. So let's see. Prompt that we can use. I did it. I don't see it. I don't see the prompt that we can use, but I'll copy her prompt on the screen and we'll just go from there. All right, so here we go.
I said create a soft, smooth R&B/chill vibe, Aaliyah inspired song about attracting money using affirmations. Keep it soft, dreamy, and catchy.
All
now
right.
you can just plug in whatever you want your song to be about in this type. So if you want a gospel song, if you want a rap, if you want a rock and roll song, whatever song you want, you just put it in and give ChatGPT a little description about the song. And if you have an artist that inspires you, you can put that in as well. Once you put that, it's going to spit out a song. It's going to give you put that in.
All right, give me 1 second. So I got mine here. I'm just going to type in what she has. I'm just going to copy it up a little bit and see what we can get. So song is going to be about, we're not going to be attracting money. We're going to be about, you know what? We're going to be attracting love and money using affirmations. There we go. Keep it soft, catchy, and dreamy. Okay, we'll just do dreamy. I don't want to think too much. Dreamy. All right, cool. So here we go. Let's see what my ChatGPT gets. All right, so here we go. So we have, okay, so we got that. We got the key. All right, we got that. We got, okay, so we have what she has. So let's keep going.
As well. Once you put that, it's going to spit out a song. It's going to give you the title.
Jesus.
It's going to give you the verse. And it's also going to give you the choruses as well. So what you're going to do now is, if you're happy with what ChatGPT gave you, then you're just going to copy it. If you're not happy with it, then you can just ask ChatGPT to revise it for you. Now, once you have that copied, we're going to come over to Suno AI Music.
So,
and this is where we're going to add
Suno AI. Let me pull up Suno AI. So here we go. So Suno AI. All right. So we're going to Suno now. Make sure we got it. Make any song you can imagine. All right. I may have to sign up, but let's see what we got.
actually turn our lyrics into an actual song. Okay, now let me tell you, with Suno AI, in order for you to sell this music or use this music on your YouTube channels, you have to have a subscription, and with that subscription you get commercial usage. Now the subscription is only $10 a month at the lowest, but you will need this in order to sell this music. Okay, now once you have signed up and you have your subscription, which I'm going to leave a link below this video, you're going to be in an interface like this. So you're going to click on create, and once you click on create, you're going to click.
Okay, so wait, let's go to create. So once you click on create. Oh crap. Wait, I think I went too fast. No. Okay, continue. Create. Okay, cool. We're here right here. Let's see what happens. Here we go.
On custom. And once you click on custom, you are going to paste the lyrics here that we got from ChatGPT.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's get the ChatGPT song lyrics that I have. And in case you were wondering, I am actually doing it. Here's my ChatGPT song and lyrics and all that stuff. So we got that right there. All right, so here we are. I got the title, and let's see. I'm gonna copy all this. Let's see, copy. Where is it at? Paste the lyrics. All right, so we did that. What we got next?
Once you paste it, you can go down and you can put a style in here. So I put woman voice R&B because I want it to be a woman's voice. And then you hit create. Once again, they will give you free credits in order for you to create songs. But if you want to sell these songs, then you need to upgrade.
Oh, hold on. What we got going on? We got Raid. What is up, people? What's going on? Hey, how y'all doing? Appreciate the Raid Biscuit. Hey, we'll just give y'all an update where we're at real quick. We are actually making a AI song. I found somebody on YouTube who said that they can help us make AI music. So what we're doing is we're creating AI music, following somebody step by step to see if we can actually do what they said that we could do on YouTube by making an AI music and then potentially placing it for sale to see if the whole steps and all the process works on what they're saying. So we're making AI music. I really just started. I went to Chat GPT, copied the prompt, got the lyrics to a song, and we're uploading it right now. So just kind of catch y'all up on the speed. We're on the last topic of the show, which is AI, so y'all caught me at a good time, so I appreciate it. Thank you, Biscuit. I appreciate the raid. Thank you for the lurk. Y'all go check out Vixie Biscuit. She's a great streamer. She streams she streams a lot of different games and stuff like that, and crafts and drawings and stuff, so go check her out. Greatly appreciate you. Creating a new Kanye West masterpiece album we need, and not the craziness we've seen. That's hilarious. Sorry to raid and run, but I'm so late on my chores. Oh, that's all good, man. Go do your chores. Go do your chores, man. Take care of your chores. But just giving y'all a quick catching up with where we're at. So I got the song. Here's the Chat GPT right here. I copied the prompt. I got the lyrics to my song, and I'm doing what she's doing. So let's go ahead and keep going and see how this pans out. So here we go. Let's show you where we're at. So we got the lyrics in the song. It's going to be for the song that I'm making. I'm kind of copying what she's doing, but not exactly 100%. We're going to be a female voice. I chose to do Sade inspired. If any of y'all who are aware of who Sade is, if you don't, go into YouTube, type in Sade, jazzy, like a jazzy type singer lady with a bomb ass band, epic legend in her field. But here we go. Let's continue.
To a paid version, okay? You're going to hit create, and it's going to generate.
What did she say? Let's fix it.
Credits in order for you to create songs. But if you want, because I want it to be a woman's voice, and then you hit create. Once again, they will give you free credits in order for you to create songs. But if you want to sell these songs, then you need to upgrade to a paid version. Okay? You're going to hit create, and it's going to generate 2 songs. Now, I've already generated 2 songs. So we're just going to choose between.
Okay, that's her. I thought that was me. I was like, oh shit, did mine already do it? So where are my songs at? Let's see, woman voice. Okay, so mine are still uploading. Mine are still uploading right now as we speak. Let me see where you guys at. So mine's still uploading. So we're gonna see how this pans out. So mine's still uploading. I'm still waiting on mine to load up. You know what? Let me put mine up here so everybody can see it. Here we go. I'm gonna put mine up here right next to hers. So here's mine and here's hers. So this is her. This is me. So let's continue.
One of the 2.
Okay.
I speak my dreams into the sky. Gold flows like the ocean tide. I'm
wow.
Rich in spirit, rich in life. Every word a seed I sow.
Okay, so that's hers, what hers sound like. So here's mine. So mine right here, I had the woman voice, jazz and R&B. This is the verse to my song. So when I hit play, it should say the verses or the words should be right here that the AI is gonna sing. So I put the verse in. I put woman's voice, jazz and R&B, put the style, I put the prompt, I hit create. So let's see what it sounds like. Here we go.
Silk on my skin, I breathe it in. Peace in my chest, let the magic begin. Whispers in the mirror, soft and slow. I am worthy of love, I'm a river in flow.
What up, Sneeze? I appreciate the raid, my guy. We went from Shady to Ella Fitzgerald. I know, right? What up, Sneeze? Thank you for the raid.
You're dog ass, my guy.
Surprise,
motherfucker.
Guys, just to zero. That's it. That is it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then it said it does 2 songs. Let's see what the other one sounds like.
Yes, Daddy.
Brother, what's that?
So sneeze real quick. We're doing a
1 beer.
2
beers.
I got the Stone Cold talk.
3 beers. A shot of whiskey.
A Bloody Mary.
A margarita. And a Bloody Mary.
So Sneeze, we're doing we're making AI music. So I'm using the AI music. I found someone on YouTube who said that they can show you how to make a music with AI. So I copied the prompts, I put the prompts in, got the prompt from ChatGPT. They gave me the lyrics. I took the lyrics from ChatGPT, put it in here, and we used a woman voice, jazz R&B with the style of Sade, and this is what we came up with. So it did. So I created it already, and we played the first song. Here's what the second song sounds like.
Silk on my skin, I breathe it in. Peace in my chest, let the magic begin. Whispers in the mirror, soft and slow. I am worthy of love, I'm a river in flow.
Chorus?
Candles burn low while I speak my truth. Every word I say brings the light into view.
This is wild.
Money moves smooth, love comes with grace. I don't chase a thing, I just hold my space. Soft golden flow, it's all coming to me.
What?
Soft as the moon, strong as the sea. I call in the love, I call in the gold. With every breath, I already hold golden flow.
Okay, so it worked. It worked. 2 sounds like a banger already. I agree, Malice. I liked it. Is making and selling a song that was made with GPT plagiarism. Hey, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see what happens, and if I get plagiarism, I'm gonna let you know. Michael Bubble vibes. Let's see, making obviously not, but making music for sale. Yes, she said we could sell it. So after I get through this part right here, we're gonna go over and she's gonna show you how to upload it and do like Spotify and all that. So I just want to follow what she's saying on the YouTube video. Nah, Kanye doing it, so we're good. He's making his own AI album. Shaking my head. All right, so this is the second song. Me personally, I like the second song better than the first one. To me, the second song sounds a lot better than the first one. I'm gonna go back and play the first one real quick for whoever didn't hear it. So here's the first one.
Silk on my skin, I breathe it in. Peace in my chest, let the magic begin. Whispers in the mirror, soft and slow.
Okay, so that's it. So now we're gonna go back to the video because I want to keep going. I'm kind of pressed for time. So let's see what she says next. We got 4 minutes left. So here we go. Let's see what she says next. Song 1 is Fallout music. I haven't played Fallout before. Here we go.
And one.
Okay, here we go.
I think we're gonna go with this one. So you just click on it, and once you click on it, you can actually download it to your computer, and then we can take it over to our next app so we can set.
Okay, so let me go download it. I'm gonna download both of them because they my songs. All right, so here we go. Is this download button? Copied, no. Where's the download button? Download MP3 audio. Need commercial rights. Only Pro and Premiere songs are eligible for commercial use. Upgrade now. Now this song will be upgraded too. Chat, give me an opinion. Should I upgrade or should I just download it? Well, I guess if we're trying to see if we can sell them, I need to upgrade. So I'm going to ad break. Oh, no. We're not giving y'all ads. All right, so I'm going to upgrade. So let's do the upgrade. Free plan. Okay. Let me pull this off the screen so you people don't, hack me and rob me. I don't want to be robbed again. It's not fun. It's just not a good feeling. All right, so let me do this real quick. So let me go ahead and do I guess you said, did it say pro plan? I guess as long as I have pro plan, that's my, oh, this is another, check this out real quick while we're over here doing this. So this is another AR avatar that I made yesterday. I made this one yesterday. If y'all watch my show, we started out, we did the, we made the image, then we took the image, made it move, and then from it moving, we're able to make it talk. And I gave it a script to read, and the script is, "Hi, welcome to DLE Fitness Live Steam show," because I did a misspell. "I will be your host, Lisa, today for this evening stream. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the show." And this is how it came out.
Hi, welcome to DLE Fitness Live Steam show. I will be your host, Lisa, today for this evening stream. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Crazy. All right, so let me go ahead and set this up really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and, I know she is fire, isn't she? Thank you. So let me go ahead and do the subscription real quick, because I want to go through with the whole thing and see exactly what it's like. So let's see, what do I have to do? I don't want to take too long doing this, so I might just do the free so I don't go too slow and lose people's interest, because you know everybody's attention span is like 2 seconds long. All right, so here we go. So we got that yes, verify it's me. All right, yes, put that there. All right, we got that. Okay, cool. We got that. We got that. All right. Oh, wait. Put that number there. Does this need to be here? Real quick. Yes, it does. Put that back there. Subscribe. All right, so we should be good to go, and then we'll be able to proceed forward with the subscription. All right, cool. All right, cool. So that's done. Let's put this back up on the screen. All right, so I have a monthly subscription. So let's see what we do next.
So you're going to click on the little 3 lines here, and you're just going to click on download. Now, if you are on the paid version, you're going to want to download the WAVE audio that is the highest quality. If you're not on the paid version, then you're going to download the MP3 audio.
Okay, so let me go back, and this is the song. And I did the MP3 the last time because I couldn't click on WAVE. There's WAVE. Prepare your download. Okay, so we're downloading. While that's going on, we'll continue to watch her.
So once this loads up, we'll be able to download it and save it onto our device so we can move on to the next step. Okay, so now that we have our song, it's time for us to get our song covered. So we're going to come over to ChatGPT, and you can actually open up that same window that we had open before. So you're going to paste this prompt into ChatGPT. I'm going to...
Okay, so that's the prompt. Let's see if we download it yet. Download file. Okay, so now it's over there downloading. Might already did it. So there's that prompt that I need to type into ChatGPT right there. I'm gonna let her talk while I type this in really fast.
Leave the prompt below this video, but it basically says create a 3D album cover for my song "Money on My Mind" affirmations. Add the artist name Quita LaShawn at the bottom. Make it colorful.
What the hell is the name of my song? Silk on My Skin, I Breathe It In. Name of my song is Silk on My Skin, I Breathe It In. Yeah, my song is different. So name of the song is Silk on My Skin, I Breathe It In. Affirmations. Add the artist name. The artist name. What's the artist name gonna be? I'm gonna name the artist Lisa because that is her name. So I'm gonna name the artist Lisa, and if I could tie all this shit in and somehow make her sing this song, I will. So we're gonna go back to here. Artist name is gonna be Lisa. So Lisa, at the bottom, don't mess that up. At the bottom, make it colorful. Bold, not bald, bold and eye-catching. Size 3,000 times 3,000. All right, let's see what she says. Here we go.
Bold and eye-catching. Size 3000 by 3000. Now, what you're going to do is just plug the name of your song. Remember, ChatGPT gave us the name of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to replace my name with your name. And then you're going to give ChatGPT a description on how you want your album cover to look. Now, do keep in mind that you must put size 3000 by 3000 because those are the cover sizes that's needed for the streaming platforms. Hit enter and it's going to generate us a cover. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. It is actually cute, and that's what we're gonna go with. Now that we have our lyric.
Okay, so I'm waiting on mine. I hit enter on my side, so I'm just waiting for my ChatGPT to give me what I want. And if ChatGPT don't work, I'll try and Grok and see if Grok will get me, or if not, I'll try a different platform. But I'm gonna see if ChatGPT does. I don't know if she has the upgraded version of ChatGPT. She might pay for her ChatGPT subscription. So that's one thing I don't know. I don't know if, but we're waiting to see if this pulls up, and we're gonna see what happens. So I'm kind of curious if this is gonna actually pan out the way hers did, because hers came out pretty freaking nice. So just waiting on ChatGPT to do its thing. But let's continue watching the video in the meantime.
It's actually cute, and that's what we're gonna go with. Now that we have our lyrics made and we have our song complete and we have our album cover done, it's time to actually make some money. Y'all know I'm all about making money, and that is the purpose of this video. So the tool that we're going to be using to sell our music on different platforms is called DistroKid.
Okay, so she said DistroKid. Real quick, let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys so you guys can see. ChatGPT just finished making the cover, and let's see what the cover looks like. Come on. Okay, here we go. Cover is right here. This is what it looks like. You guys can see that. There it is right there. Yeah, buddy. So that's what it looks like. There it is. There is the cover. So not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I like it. That's fun. It's kind of fun to see that this is all coming together. So far so good. We're on the right path. So let's continue. She said DistroKid. So next we're going to pull up DistroKid. So let's see what DistroKid is about. DistroKid. And let's keep going to see what she says.
I'm going to leave the link below this video so you can get to this website and start selling your AI music. But you're going to come over to DistroKid, and it's super easy to do it, okay? You're going to select the membership. Now, you do have to select the membership, but the memberships are super affordable, and it's going to put you in position to make hundreds of dollars a day or a month, depending on how your music performs. So step one is you're going to select a membership. Once you select the membership, you're going to go to the next step, which upload your tracks. We've already downloaded all of our tracks to our device, so you can just upload your track. And then in 2 to 3 days, your music is going to go live on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and more.
What?
You'll be able to tell your friends and your family, if you want to do that, that you actually have your own songs on Spotify, Apple Music, and other streaming platforms. So what you're going to do is hit the Get Started button. Once you hit the Get Started button, you're going to go head on and set up your account. Now, you can just put your email address and create a password, or you can sign in with Google, Facebook, or Apple. So once you get your account set up, you'll be able to choose what plan fits you. Now, the lowest plan they have is $2.08 a month, but it is billed annually, so that'll be $24.99 for the year. And then it comes with all of these different features. You can add one artist for that price. You get unlimited uploads, so you can upload as many songs as you want. So yeah, you can go over all of those features, but you're gonna hit Pick Me, and then you're gonna go head on and put your billing information in and get your yearly subscription, okay?
Now it is super easy to sell your AI music. You have all of the steps Once you get your yearly subscription, all you have to do is then upload your track, upload your album cover, put the artist's name, and then hit submit, and your music will be submitted so it can start selling on all of these different platforms. Now, I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments, will you be making your own AI music? And I cannot wait to see you on another video.
Okay, so let's see. So now they want me to, we're gonna use that. All right, so where we're at now, no thanks. So let's see, where are we at right here? So they're asking me for, I guess, a bunch of, so let's see, upload music. But before you upload music, you have to do all of this stuff. So basically what it's telling me to do on my end, it's basically, let me show you. Well, I can't show you because it's showing some kind of information I don't want you guys to see, but it's basically, I got to just put in some more of my information, address and all that stuff. And when I put that stuff in, then I'll be able to upload the music, upload the songs. And once I upload the song, upload the music and upload the cover, then it'll be 2 or 3 days for it to kick back. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this after I get off the stream and kind of nail this down real quick, but I'll be able to come back to this. But at least we did the part to show that we actually know that we can actually make a song off of freaking YouTube via somebody showing us how to make it. And I'm gonna finish off the other steps today. So in 2 or 3 days when I get back on stream, hopefully I can pull up just to show you guys to see, to be able to go back and look and be like, hey, whenever I did this, we'll see what the payout is, if there was any pay that was made or if anything happened or whatnot, to just kind of see, you know, what it actually entails. Because it said it takes 2 to 3 business days or whatever, 2 or 3 days. So Tuesday, so Friday, if I'm able to stream on Friday, I could do a stream and kind of go back and see if I can look over everything and kind of show you like, hey, this is what I did. Here's the song. If you remember me making this, I can even pull the stream back up to show you. And yeah, we'll know exactly how everything goes from there. So yeah, so with that being said, kind of pressed for time. Unfortunately, I do got to go, but I will go ahead and finish off the rest of that little part where it says DistroKid, because I did subscribe. So I did subscribe to it. So I do have a subscription with them right now. I'm just going to upload the song, upload the cover, and type in some other information that they're asking me, just like my address and all that stuff, and get that put away. And then once that's done, like I said, in 2 or 3 days, we'll come back to it and we'll look at it and we'll see if anything comes of it or not. So it'll be interesting to see. But that's it for today's show, man. Thank y'all so much for coming in, tuning in, and being here, man. I thank everybody who came in today and checked out the stream. Thank you, Vixie Biscuit, for the raid. Thank you, Sneeze TV, for the raid. I greatly appreciate you guys so much. Check those guys out on Twitch. They're on Twitch. Sneeze TV. Sneeze, the word SNEEZETTV. That's his Twitch name. And Vixie Biscuit, VIXIE BISCUIT. I hope it's actual biscuit, or is it Biscuit, BIZCUIT. Yeah, I think it's Biscuit. Oh, let me find it real quick. Make sure I give her a good shout out, because I don't want to get her wrong. Yes, Vixie Biscuit, VIXIE BISCUIT. You can find both of them on Twitch, as well as everybody else that was on here. So shout out to everybody that came through, that spoke, that, you know, got in the comment section, man. I greatly appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all. And I got to roll out of here. Got some daddy duties that I have to attend to. But if you're on with me with Twitch, I'm going to raid out. And if you're on any other platform, you're probably going to see the end screen, because we're going to catch y'all later. And as I head up out of here, we'll see y'all next time. I thank y'all for the support. We'll catch you probably tomorrow on the next stream. If not, it'll be Thursday. So we'll see you later. Take care of yourself. Peace.
Baby, I'm obsolete. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli, taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fuck the ones that's my policy. Most of these hoes trying to cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then buy the dream. The game's on like, and I got the keys like like Jay. Now my fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game won't lie, I got the keys like Jay. I'm waiting on